and it's SOL 6.3a, integers. We want to understand integers. So the first thing you want to know, what are integers? Integers are everywhere. Everywhere you go, you'll find integers. We'll find them in our streets, in our village, in our city. We'll find them even coming out of the computer. We'll find them in the water. We'll find them under the water. We'll find them on the water. We'll find them in space where the planets are. We'll find integers all over the world. All over the world, we'll find integers. So what are integers? Do you know? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Integers are positive numbers like this. Integers are negative numbers like this. An integer is also 0. What are integers not? Integers do not have added parts, such as decimals or fractions. So it will never look like a fraction 3.5. An integer will never look like a decimal, -7.5. These are not integers. These are not integers. So what are integers? Integers are all whole numbers their opposite and don't forget 0. That's what integers are. So what's a whole number? How old are you? 10? Okay. And you're 11? Okay. These are whole numbers, no pieces. These are positive whole numbers. And their opposites are, that's right. The opposite of 11 is -11. How about the opposite of -51? What's the opposite of -51? That is correct. It's +51. So integers are all whole numbers and their opposites. And don't forget 0. 0 is its own opposite. Or we can say it doesn't have an opposite except itself. Hey, that looks like a person. All right. So integers are whole numbers and their opposites and 0. Positive numbers, negative numbers, 0, and don't forget the word opposite. That's what integers are. So let's do some practice on integers. Sometimes we'll see these words, O's. How do we write an integer that represents the following situation? Daddy owes me $5. How do we represent owes $5? How do we represent it? Owes means you don't have it, so it's negative. So this is how we represent it, -5, owes. How about if you owe your mom $100? If you owe $100, then it's represented -100. How about if mom owes you $50? She owes you $50. It's still represented like this, -50, because it owes. So owes is negative. All right. How about the word rose? What does rose mean? It's really the past tense of the word rise. To rise, you know, like you rise up. Is that positive or negative? Do you think Rose rise is positive or is it negative? That is right, it goes up. So because it goes up, it's positive. So suppose I say I rose up 50 feet on the what you call those things that go around at the circus, at the carnival. I rose 50 feet in the air. So that's going to be a positive 50. And remember, if it's 50, it's represented by a plus, but we don't write the plus because it's understood. Suppose you climbed 5 feet, so you rose up 5 feet. That is represented as a positive 5. We don't need to put the positive on it. So rose, to represent the integer, it's going to be positive. So it's going to be positive for O's. Positive for O's. Negative for O's. How about dropped? You dropped something. What happens when you drop something? That's right, it goes down. So is that positive or negative? That is correct, that's negative. So I dropped the plant 4 feet to the ground. Then that's going to be represented as -4. Dropped is negative. All right. How about using an integer to represent loses? Loses, you know, like he always loses his basketball game. Is that positive or negative? Does that go up or down? If you lose, yes, it goes down. So it's represented by, that is correct, negative. So you lost 5 games, 5 basketball games your team lost. How do you represent that? -5. You lost $50 at the mall. Ooh, that's a lot. -50. So loses is negative. How about deposit? Ever heard that word deposit? It goes with the word withdrawal. Never heard of it? Well, when mom goes to the bank or dad goes to the bank or grandma goes to the bank, they deposit money in the bank. If they deposit money in the bank, that means they put money in the bank. And that means it's positive or negative. Does it go up or down? It goes up. That is correct. So it's positive. Deposit is positive. So if I deposit $50 in the bank, I'm going to show it like this. If I deposit $500 in the bank, I'm going to show it like this. If I deposit $1 in the bank, every penny counts. It's going to show like this, a +1. And remember, we don't need to write the positive. It's understood that it's positive. How about withdraw? If positive is going up and it's positive, what do you think withdraw is? Grandma goes to the bank and she withdraws $50 to take you to McDonald's. Yes, she took it out of the bank, so now it's not there anymore. So her money went down, so that's negative. So if I withdraw $50, it's going to be represented. You have to use